Objection! Don't know what I'm objecting to yet, but I guess we're about to find out. Hello again! We're back at it again. Back in Fontaine. And trying to figure out what the fuck happened last time. I obviously left the opera house to not run into any more event triggers. But it should be good to go the second we enter again. Hola! Oh, turning Spanish now, huh? Yep, just as I expected. Perfect. We just snuck out of the crime scene and are now sneaking back in while everybody here has been waiting for us for like 2 days. But yes, for those who didn't make it last time we started the Fontaine main story, and I do highly recommend watching the first stream if you're not entirely caught up yet. Because a lot of things went down. But the long and short of it is, we arrived in Fontaine, made friends with a magician, and now his assistant has been murdered on stage, and we have to figure out how and why the fuck that happened. We also met a wife here. Hello, how do you do today, dear? Who basically told us that she is intending to help us with our investigation. I also didn't talk to our client yet, considering we're an attorney, so let's do that for a moment.
Still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
Okay, nothing too important to say. Is there anybody else of note running around that I could talk to? Hold on, let me look around for a moment. Monsieur Neuvillette, perhaps? No? No, it doesn't look like it. Also, I just realized the whole sky is open. Huh. Or is that doesn't quite look white, or is that just me? Am I missing a texture here? Did the texture forget to load? Hold on. Hold on a second. Let me get closer for a moment. That looks way too off to be intentional. What the hell happened there? This also doesn't exactly look intentional. What the fuck? Game, please! The scuff part of my name was supposed to be referring to me, not the games I play. What the hell? Yeah, that's a missing texture. What the fuck? Hold on a moment. Let's try to reload the area for a moment. Huh? This is actually the first time I encountered such a major glitch on accident. Like, I know of like the ones that send you flying and all that jazz, but those I usually trigger intentionally. That one's new. That one's very new. And slightly concerning, I would say. Let's hope it isn't a sign of things to come. There we go, area reloaded. Let's see if it worked out. Otherwise, I guess I'll just live with it for a little. Although it is a little... immersion has been ruined. No, I'm kidding. There we go. Now that looks significantly better. Whiteo. Let's investigate, shall we? It looks like an ordinary box, but Lenny somehow moved instantly from the stage to being inside of it. How did he do it? Probably underground tunnels, if I had to guess. You there!
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, alright?
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
I forgot about Paimon's glasses. Yeah, Paimon, with those glasses of yours, I do believe I do wholeheartedly believe the fact that you don't have many thoughts currently.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it.
She is cute though. Yeah, true.
It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Lenny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
But yeah, definitely not a single thought behind those eyes, as usual.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
It could have just been the sound of the rope starting to snap, maybe?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Lenny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank, or something like that. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
The rope was burned though, not cut,
Wait,
so...
wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
Yeah, also the water tank didn't
that's true.
move. A lot of
Suppose
things wrong with these
I
with
must
that
reconsider.
pieces, my boy. I'm sorry, that doesn't add up.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Strange sound during the magic show. During the switching performance, there was an audible thump that many audience members heard. Oh, so this really is just like Ace Attorney. We're now collecting stuff for the court record, and after that we'll be using it all in the trial.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
So Evelyn, he didn't realize it was a safety concern.
Why are you so serious, Traveler?
He did realize it was a safety concern. Just looking at where the rope snapped.
Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material.
Oh.
Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
That's very interesting.
Huh.
Bonus
If the
flammable
rope
part.
meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that means... Wait, Paimon should write all this down. Let's take notes.
Special rope. The rope was used to suspend the water tank. It suddenly broke when the fireworks were being launched on stage. The investigation has shown that the location where the rope snapped was made of flammable material. Ominous. And there was also... That's where the magic box was struck. If Cole weren't inside the box at that moment, he might have dodged the falling water tank. Yeah, it didn't work out so well for him, did he? Did it? The broken magic box was left on the scene after the guards completed their investigation. Looking at it now, the water tank must have struck it really hard. Well, considering it's broken and all over the place, yeah, I would consider that probably means striking it decently hard. Even the music reminds me of Ace Attorney.
Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector?
Yeah,
Is
those
something wrong with it?
those number selectors are always wicked. Never trust the random volunteers.
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Lenny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
Oh, I could actually check the court record during... Oh my. This is going to get complicated.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
Ah, it's not putting him in a good light.
that much checks out, Lenny reserved our seats for us too.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Lenny.
Appreciate it.
Even though it's bad for Lenny's case, Paimon had better write it down.
Random number selector. This device was used during Lenny's magic performance to choose a lucky member of the audience. However, the guards have found that it will generate the exact same number no matter what. Clearly someone has tampered with it. We need more information, like what other assistants Lenny might have, to be honest. Because other assistants that worked with him are also suspects in this scenario. But yeah, the music just screams Ace Attorney. Anybody here? No. Already talked to Navia. Is someone here? Yes. Hello, you have information for me.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Lenny and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case.
Could just run away, of course.
Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection.
Also Tristane, huh? Cousin of a League character, I'm guessing.
So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
Well, I think about it, the middle scene do look a little bit like Yordles, don't they?
I doubt there was much opportunity then, either.
How can you be so sure,
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time, I couldn't see Lenny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave.
Useful Yordles. Looks like Timo with looks at Timo. Yeah. Yeah, although there are some good Yordles. I like Vex. Vex is a walking mood, really.
We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here. Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info.
Still think there's an underground tunnel that they swept through. No one left the opera house during the magic show, and after the incident happened, only those who had their identities cleared by the guards could leave. Anything up here? Doesn't look like it. No uppies? No. Nothing in these exclusive seats either. Oh, there's something still down there. Okay, got it. Just... Whoop, up, up. Not what I wanted. Oh, I can't climb in here. We can't sniff Farina's seat. Unfortunate. I mean, I wasn't gonna do that. Hello, Moise.
Hello there. What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troupe members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
That would be handy. Who is she?
Not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show.
Oh, just her luck.
The Magic Troupe members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects.
So still no motive.
Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troupe at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay then.
No need to be
Let's
so
appreciate the
formal.
help.
If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
Honestly, I still think the disappearances just scream for Tui involvement somehow. Or maybe it's just my casual racism against things from Snezhnaya. Like child. Anyway, Halsey is the missing person. She's a famous painter and came to watch the magic show in order to take a break from her own creative work. She isn't known to have been entangled in quarrels with any of the members of Linny's magic troupe. Wait.
Checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Paimon, a man is dead. Please, show some class.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
Molly's having none of it.
You've arrived. Who's this?
This is my new wife. Hello.
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and we'll be helping investigate this whole situation.
Can I give hints? No, actually, please don't. Only if I get like seriously stuck.
And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Below stage. Called it. Probably a tunnel.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick.
Called it!
But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
Back of the door, isn't it? Isn't it?
Back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board.
Okay, no. Okay, good. I'm allowed to forget that one. It's been 2 days.
So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
A box inside the box.
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
Called it.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
I'm just remembering, wasn't there actually a case in Ace Attorney where the exact same thing happened? I think it was in Spirit of Justice. Or was it in Dual Destinies? I don't exactly recall. I know it was one of the Trucy cases.
So
Because for some reason these people keep being accused of murder.
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand.
Yeah, that makes sense.
When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
But he came out.
And what about Lynette?
Oh, she was a double.
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
Hold it.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked! Wow! Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
I don't know. Honestly, that is very basic of a
Lynette
magic
would
trick.
briefly walk out of the
As
box
far as
and then
performances
back
go.
in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
Maybe Cowell was a Fatui who kidnapped the girl for some sort of Fatui shenanigans, but something went wrong and he didn't get out in time?
We really don't know how that happened.
That could be.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I
Whoa.
probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
Was it just me or did that pillar on the left
This
just
is the
glitch
scene
a
of the
little
crime.
there?
So Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Ha! Because he's a magician!
Thanks,
Ah,
Mom.
it's funny!
We're counting on you.
Alright. The magic trick. Linny gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work by using a box inside a box, and we just heard all that. On-stage magic box structure. Audience side magic box structure. You're really collecting evidence. Fully fledged Ace Attorney game. And I just ate a bunch of chicken instead of using the investigation thing. Hello, that's a lot of stuff. Summon control board. That should be the control device for the trolley. It seems to be able to operate automatically. Okay. What else?
What's this?
Looks like a grappling hook.
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
I mean, it's probably just a prop for another trick, right?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Because shows get bloody hectic.
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
Rope that has fallen to the ground. A metal hook has been tied to one end. Its use is unclear. Well, the use of a grappling hook should usually be to grapple things. That's a broken vase.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
But the floor still being wet is very interesting, because it means the vase broke recently.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Because one of the tricks was water related.
Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear.
Or that one.
And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Could say she wants us to explore the area ahead of us later. Although that is very suspicious. Also a dress. Hello.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
That is very concerning.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them? Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
What happened to the eyes of the glasses? Oh, Paimon, come on now. Although I guess they are doing it on purpose for some comedic relief to not let the game get too serious. Right. There we go. Examine tracks. High precision is required to complete this magic show, and tracks are perfect for making the trolley stay on its designated course. Although wooden tracks do break rather easily. I know I keep saying that, but each time the music hits, I just keep being reminded of Ace Attorney. This sounds like straight up an Ace Attorney soundtrack. It has to be on purpose, right?
What is this place?
Looks like a vent.
Someone could fit through here.
That's probably where the woman went.
Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Other than the boxes.
Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
So you could say there's a possibility that someone vented. Someone might be a little sus, perhaps. Okay, no, I'm sorry. Anything I forgot? Doesn't look like it. Nope, examined the storage boxes and nope, we didn't examine the trolley. The trolley is crucial for transporting the magic box to the other side. The culprit must have used this to execute their plan. Although it doesn't look like there's anything too important here. All kinds of props and costume are haphazardly stuffed inside. A ladder is required in order to return to the magic box above. Right then. Bonk. What was that for? You can't just bonk me.
We've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
I mean, Naviel, sweetie, if things were lining up, we wouldn't exactly have to do this investigation now, would we?
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
Were they sussy amogos?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement.
The line is not
guards have
sus.
checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
Also, where did the glasses of your glasses go?
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
Congratulations, Paimon. You understood how law
That's
works.
Right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
The Oratrice?
That's right.
How does it
This
listen,
is
though?
how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. Not that this has ever happened anyway.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief
Interesting.
Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference.
Prediction. At some point in this story, I think that that Neuvillette and the Oratrice will be at odds somehow.
Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Like how the Akasha ended up being used against Nahida.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? I thought Neuvillette called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice.
Yeah, and now with all that insistent on that fact, that seems like a Chekhov's gun.
Ah, yes. The guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
I mean, from the trailer we know it will be important for the story. Yeah, but we don't know how it will be important to the story yet. There are a lot of ways that could go from the trailer alone.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa, there's no need
Thanks,
for that.
Silva.
Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
Ah, Paimon. Sometimes I really hate you.
I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Yeah, exactly. Now's not the time to be
In that
picky.
case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too.
Is that a date? Oh, we can go after. I would love to. I mean,
what better
sorry.
way to properly think through our
I'll
findings
behave.
than over some tea and sweets?
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Paimon,
Just
behave.
Just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
My man Dubinavia's number 1 and 2 simps. Exactly.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Oh my god, she can cook.
Here? But how?
Understood, mademoiselle. Everyone, please...
Never
come
mind.
here.
She can make others cook, which is almost as good.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
How in the fuck?
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
Never mind, she can cook. They are just carrying ingredients in the stove with them at all time in case she wants to cook, apparently.
Quite the interesting group.
Yeah, must be a Spina di Rosula thing. Navia methodically handles the ingredients and pulls fresh macaron. Oh my god!
Good, well, it was still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop drooling.
Oh my god, those actually look
Wait,
delicious.
You guys carrying all that stuff around? Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process.
Like, I don't even like macarons that much, but
But you ended up doing the entire
I'll make an
thing
exception.
yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
Not quite what Paimon meant, but okay then.
I was just thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg weights, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try. Fresh
Oh,
out
and
of
I'm
the
getting
oven.
hungry,
There's
even though I just
plenty
ate
of
it.
Only 3?
Oh,
Well,
poor Paimon.
Eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Oh my. I'm really getting hungry, and I want a cup of tea. Thank you, why don't you join
No
us?
need for concern, I'm merely doing as I should.
All right then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines.
I still think... Like, I know it's mean to suspect a dead man, but... I am actually currently still following that train of thought, if I'm completely honest. Cowell, right, that was his name.
The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Finally someone says it. Thank you.
Exactly. Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
Paimon is the one to finally call that out. The Archon of supposed justice can't figure that one out, but fucking Paimon can. Come on now.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel.
That could also be, maybe there was a struggle with a third party, and
resulting in the shattering
guy
of the
was
vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction.
knocked out and put into the box.
Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
Yeah, that's the problem. No evidence that the third person exists.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims. Whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowell.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowell before making her escape?
Yeah, she had no way of knowing how the trick worked. Cowell would have, though.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off.
And she had no ties to anyone in the troop, so that doesn't make
Nor does
sense.
she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the magic troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet!
Well, a man is dead, a woman has been kidnapped, a friend of ours has been accused of murder, but at least Paimon has snacks. Silver linings, I suppose.
They are my specialty after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest!
Paimon ate 2 of ours, how dare you.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good...
Oh no, she actually made one for Millicent Silver as well, that's sweet.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
It's fine, everyone knows how much you love eating.
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you?
Unless... Silver, perhaps?
If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach.
Like, Paimon is a lot of things, a liar is not one of them, so I do think could be.
Alright, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Malus, set up the stove again if you would.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Oh, that's sweet.
I don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, Demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
I like Silver a lot.
Really is your hobby, huh?
I like Silver a lot. He's just a silent, capable type.
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the two of you think the case over again.
Yes, ma'am.
Awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
All right, thanks for your help and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Maloose, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Probability of a third person being involved. The fact that is actually put into evidence makes me think that that's definitely the route we're going to be going for this.
Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare.
I'm still calling for Tui.
They should help you review the situation.
Thanks, Paimon. Alright, yeah. Looks like we're not doing anything else. So we gotta wait until the following day. Paimon! It's time for time travel, if you would. We're just sleeping in the courthouse now. Neuvillette is looking at us like, is this man okay? Is he homeless? What is this homeless person doing here? Ah yes, the classic case of an event trigger and suddenly everything is going to be full of people.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
I do have some thoughts inside my empty head.
Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands.
Uncle Dragon, best uncle though, true. Like, I was thinking he would be like super imposing and menacing, but he just seems like such a he just gives the vibe of like a sweet old man for some reason.
Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Everyone did, yeah, exactly. And no world join requests currently, I'm sorry.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
Time to take the stand. Court is now in session. Also, I just realized what I should have titled the stream. Fuck! I should have called it Turnabout something, like an Ace Attorney game. God damn it! I'm stupid. Let me change the stream title for a moment. I'm stupid. Why did I think of that? There we go. It's so bloody obvious. Why didn't I do that from the start? God, I'm bad at streaming. Fuck's sake. I'm embarrassed.
To be honest,
anyway.
You might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well,
Oh,
now,
fuck's
don't
sake.
you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence.
You know what happened to like you actually needing proof to convict someone though?
I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session.
Good lord, this really is all-out Ace Attorney.
Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Very clearly reveals the details of the magic trick. Everyone is the audience. In the audience is stunned. God, why are they so fast?
Your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Lenny is clearly lying.
We even have the dramatic finger points. Come on. This is just straight up Ace Attorney. This is so funny. There must be such a giant Ace Attorney fan working at HoYoverse for all of this to come together. But also, Farina, no you isn't exactly ground basis for a murder conviction.
There is
Come
no
on
way
now.
You could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
Look at that smug face, not knowing that she's spewing complete fucking
That's simply
asinine.
your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Exactly.
Oh, is that so?
Oh, damn.
If I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
We even have those cuts. Just keep saying it. But why is this just Ace Attorney?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
The FUD? It's about the FUD, isn't it?
But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Yeah, but he was probably underground at that time because the boxes were swapping.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
Look at the... Yeah, because he was underground while the boxes were being swapped.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Oh, damn.
Look at those scales.
It moves toward guilty. Probably represent the oratory as it stands on the trial. Yeah, it's moving toward him being guilty.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye.
But it hasn't!
Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
Oh, you motherfuckers.
The House of the Hearth?
That changes things significantly and would probably be good to have fucking told us, Linny. Excuse me.
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatoui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
Could have fucking told us about that. That seems like a very important detail.
Wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
He's not even denying it. Oh, you motherfucker, I will have a word with you later.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
Although I'm guessing it's not too dramatic from like the traveler's perspective after all. We did quite literally hang out with child moments before this trial. We quite literally have his vision in our inventory. But personally, I don't like I don't like either of them.
The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, looks flabbergasted.
She's so happy. What the fuck?
Fighting in Discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy.
Why did we just have a little celebration animation for Farina? That's cute.
Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Good lord, and I thought Nahida was a little kid. Farina needs— Oi! Oi! Behave! I was about to say she acts like a little kid. Behave, chat, behave.
Why didn't you tell us this before?
Yeah, good point, Linny. Why the fuck did you not tell us that before?
Order!
Yeah, Traveler's pissed.
Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth.
So that's why they were tied to Alicino. Yeah, that theory has been floating around for a while.
Are these claims true?
There's no doubt about the magician's ability to con others, given how Linny has concealed his identity. This could have been a setup beforehand. Plus, Child is here in Fontaine, along with other house operatives. There must be some scheme at work here. I've been a victim of such schemes before. Oh! The Traveler thinks the Fatui have set him up here. To, like, make him defend someone who's guilty and, like, also get him convicted? I don't know how Fontaine law works, but I know. I can imagine it would at least definitely hurt his reputation to try and defend a then convicted murderer.
Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
Son of a whore.
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Permission to speak, Your Honor. I would like to drop the case because the my defendant appears to be a fucking cunt.
Granted.
Yeah, my client has withheld some key information, and I would like to kick him in the butt first. I request a brief pause. There are things that need to be discussed, and asses that I need to kick.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
Thanks, Uncle Dad. I appreciate that.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought.
Didn't say that yet.
In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Oh, you shut the fuck up. Alright, Lenny. I'm about to beat your femboy ass 12 ways to Sunday. What the fuck was that about?
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a simple sorry is probably not going to cut that here.
We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset.
Clashed is a little bit of an understatement.
But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
Yeah, I kind of made yourself a significantly less trustworthy with that last thing,
so,
though.
You be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but...
Yeah, you know what, guess we have no choice but to see this one through for now. Mostly because I also don't want to give Farina the win here.
Right, let's hear your answer first, and no lies now!
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
So it was mostly for Twee stuff.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
So, what did you find?
Nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
But why do you want... I mean,
Because
why
of
is
that
pretty
prophecy
simple.
I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
Yes, and no other ulterior motives that are going to help the Tui in any way or form.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
Because Arlecchino definitely wouldn't have any hidden goals.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But, like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Well, I believe in the facts, and he's not guilty of murder. Yeah, judgment will be dispensed as it should.
Okay, thank you.
We have our gripes with the Fatui, but it's no reason to sentence an innocent man to death. Well, possibly death.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Actually, we already have the evidence we need. We do? Tournament's almost over. Let's go back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Oh my god. I'm more stupid than Paimon. Overuse that statement. That could work. Lenny claims that he headed to the chamber containing the Oratrice core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place, and thus did not hear the thud. Yeah, although that does all sound very much like a convenient cover-up story we just spent the hour coming up with. Something tells me Farina isn't going to buy that one so easily. The brief adjournment ends and the nail-biting trial reconvenes. We fast with
Both
those.
parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial.
Excuse me. There we go. My apologies, there was just a helicopter or something in the area that flew over the house. They didn't want any of the noise to come in here. let me just make sure all the audio is set up properly after I suddenly muted a lot of things. But looks like everything is goody to go again. There we go. Helicopter, helicopter, exactly.
When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
Ugh, that took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention, at this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linny's perspective.
Oh, that smug window. Based on your opposition's account of events, you can identify loopholes in their statement. Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of fact and replace them with new interferences. Hold on a second. Don't know what it is lately, but I apologize. Let me just... There we go. The tracking of my model has just been super whack lately. So I guess we're gonna go with more neutral expression for now. I mean, the mouth is not... Ah, yeah. I guess it might be because I have a new display. So my camera is in a new position. So it might be that the model's tracking is a little off because of that, because the camera is now a little bit higher. I'll probably have to reconfigure that sometime after the stream. Oh well. Use your refutations to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. The oratress will display such shifts clearly. When you find and refute all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth. Even with a versus screen. If there's a whole mechanic in the versus screen for that, I don't know, there might be an event where we have to have like smaller trials sometime in the future.
When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red-handed. So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident.
Only none of that adds up.
That's the truth behind what happened.
For example, how would he know that Cowell would catch him red-handed and prepare the fireworks to fall down beforehand? How would he know that something is going to fall onto the box?
Does the defendant's side have any objections?
Several actually, Your Honor.
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events, what Linny experienced, and what he saw.
Holy shit! Actual voice line from Aoife. Incredible. Right then. Linny entered the tunnel as the countdown began. Loud sound was heard from Linny's and Halsey's find, but Linny claimed that he had heard nothing in order to cover up the truth. Can we just say that he wasn't there? Oh right, yeah they are. The important ones are apparently blue. Which is interesting, but yeah. He did not witness the crime taking place and that he thus did not hear the...
According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Did the others change? Apparently. However, was Lenny Wiener in the tunnel at the time? No, he was in the chamber that houses the Oratrice's core.
Lenny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
The existing evidence indicates that when Lenny returned to the tunnel, the crime had already taken place, and all Lenny saw was the dress, which confused him.
Lenny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Attention! Ex-Detective Paimon has something to say!
But we're attorneys, not detectives. Then again, that would actually be a legal trouble then.
When the countdown started, Lenny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately.
Paimon, there's no need for dramatic reading. We're in court, not in story time.
Crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again. And in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
Bing! Successful refutation. I mean, you could still argue with, of course you'd say that. We will have to see.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
Is Paimon blushing? Oh, that's cute. Yeah, you did good, Paimon.
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
Yep.
That's right!
Moreover, I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed, actually.
My reasoning?
There we go. The on-stage equipment was clearly tampered with in premeditated fashion, however you say that Cowell bumped into Lenny by chance.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Lenny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine. Managed to turn things
We're already partners? Oh, you're gonna make me blush. Oh, wife. Okay, sorry.
Your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Do you happen to remember how you refuted Lenny's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask?
Well, he wasn't in the magic box.
You're saying that he wasn't.
Exactly. Your claim has also become a critical clue. Your claim now has become my weapon. What? Oh, there it is. Witness the evidence that Lenny wasn't in the tunnel when the crime took place. I mean, we only really have his word for it. I'm seeing nothing that's really relevant for that though. Just me. Only marking those three as relevant. Let's see. Halsey is the missing person. Strange sound. I guess we're going with the thumb, because that's what we're talking about.
Lenny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't.
Yeah, but we already said that. Why did we need to point that one out again?
This means that when the crime happened, Lenny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi
Paimon, please take those glasses off. We're still in a court of law.
Well played. To think you'd use such logic.
She's spooked!
Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
The murderer. Select the gear icons in the interface to check the corresponding case questions. Select answers and fill the empty gears to verify the correctness of your deduction. If you have made mistakes, you must make another selection from the remaining options. Once you have answered all the questions correctly, you can complete this logic chain. Oh, so these are like the things in Sumeru. The guard's investigation report indicates that fireworks released near the end of the show ignited and burned through the rope suspending the water tank above the stage. This caused the water tank to fall and kill Cowl in the box below. If Linny is no longer under suspicion, only the other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. Linny gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. By using a box inside a box, the idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Linny himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of onstage interactions. The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown.
The deceased's name is Cowl, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or
no, I doubt that.
Own scheme. Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
I would probably go with the third party. Oh no, let's go with my initial hunch. Why don't we? Aha! My first hunch seems to have been correct.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious? The killer was, in fact, Cowl, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowl did. And how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
So now we'll do the scale thing the other way around. Or no, never mind. How can we envisage Linny as having been unable to interfere with the crime? Oh, he was in the box.
Tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well. Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
Exactly.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The deceased's name is Cowl. Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a... It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent.
That one? Who's the prime suspect currently? Where did the missing Halsey go?
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. Halsey's clothing.
Good question, though.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the...
Guess that one? No, the purpose is incorrect. How can I prove that there was an alteration in the tunnel?
Halsey's
yeah, true, the dress.
So there must have been some...
And where did she
It
go?
would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into... No one entered or left the opera house through its entrance.
She might still be in the building.
So where would the criminal have...
No? Am I stupid?
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between... It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lynn. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
I am stupid. Okay, but it does basically auto-solve after a while.
They would likely have bumped into Linny as well.
What? That's what I'm saying. It does, She can't have been in the vent, so why is that supposed to be the proof here? What? Oh, I got baited. That's the issue here, apparently. Criminal must have understood the methods behind Lenny's magic trick and must have been in a position to easily modify the equipment. Leaving aside how he died, Cole had the means to commit the crime at his disposal. The strange noise could likely have been the sound of Cole and Halsey struggling. Lenny was not in the tunnel for 1 minute. This would have given time for Cole to bring Halsey out of the magic box in the audience stands. But according to the guard's testimony, no one entered or left the opera house, so even if he had taken her, there had been no means of exiting. Exiting from the box would have been in full view of the audience, pretty much guaranteeing that they would be discovered.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Yeah, where the fuck is Halsey?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Unless maybe she was the voice close to the Oratrice? But why would she be at the Oratrice?
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Could it have been the water? That's interesting.
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents. But do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
You shut up, I'm thinking.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Oh, hold your horses, Uncle Dad. Exactly, hold on a second.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
We got it. So it was just baited. There we go. I thought it was stupid. I just got debated. My brain is in fact big and smart.
It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment.
Not exactly. We have literally seen people turn into fire or water or whatever other vision they tend to while doing the plunging attack.
How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
I request that we examine Cowell's personal effects.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about 2 completely different things.
Yeah, exactly, and because it's not just tricks and misdirection, we have actual fucking magic in this world, Farina. You are literally a god! How can that be beyond your...
So, I trust the traveler's
How can that be beyond your
The
capabilities?
truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope.
The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress.
Thank you! Thank you, Uncle Dad.
Guards,
I appreciate
please
it.
step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
After some time, a guard returns with news.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea?
That does sound
The note's
interesting.
contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times.
Did they dissolve a fucking woman?
One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject.
I was fucking kidding, holy shit, they dissolved someone in acid.
As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
That is so fucked up, holy shit.
You've gotta be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting
Oh my
that
god,
girl,
she is the puddle. The woman is the puddle.
Just a minute. Could that mean...
Yeah, exactly. Oh god, she's the puddle. Holy shit, no.
Mademoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order!
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues.
Uncle Dad, I request that we go downstairs and collect the water from the vase, otherwise this woman is going to slowly be vaporized.
Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found.
She the puddle, exactly. Oh god. We have found her, she's on the ground.
Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence. So please continue speaking.
That would be so fucked up though. Did all the Did all the women get fucking dissolved? Oh no!
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
The liquids the guards found in Cole's luggage seems to have the ability to dissolve Fontanians into water. That is so messed up. Who's the prime suspect? Cowell. What item did the culprit use to control the timing of dissolution?
Lynette was in the magic box on... I remember there was something else within the... The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box.
Maybe
the rope that held the water tank up was...
Because it was like primed? What item did they use to dissolve her? That's that one. To hide the mechanisms.
Lynette
Box.
was in the magic box on... I remember there was something else...
Apparently we can accuse Lynette of being an accomplice here. Okay, that one was not correct yet.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick.
Yeah, okay, I guess the hook does make sense. Hypothesis correct.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowl would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey.
I like that everyone is looking on at Paimon currently in disapproval, like, what the fuck's she talking about? That's not what I was thinking about at all.
Afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Talk about karma.
That makes sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Yay! We're making progress.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person?
Oh no.
What a humiliation.
Oh, poor Farina, I'm starting to feel sorry for her.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case.
Who is the accomplice though? It might just be some
and
unnamed
we found an
person.
identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
Or not.
What?
That can't be. Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt?
It actually raises more questions, if I'm honest.
My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Oh god, we're back at it again.
Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowl then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime.
That doesn't make sense.
Ultimately, he knocked Cowl out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now,
there would be blood on the vase, though.
Having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization. Am I right, Mr. Linny?
Nope.
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road?
Oh, shut up, you. There's still plenty here. Or not, apparently I'm being well voted into losing. Oh, come on.
Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now. And we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale.
Good lord, the drama.
Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Navia, wife, to the rescue.
I must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linney, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
Yeah, I'm also a little confused. Navia, what are you doing?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lenny and Lynette, give it another go. Don't worry, Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf.
Indeed, we have to the rescue.
As the
Yes.
magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I'm a little bit confused.
I understand.
Do you? I don't. Explain, please.
And voila.
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
Well, that's reassuring. At least she isn't fucking dead.
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowell. I admit it.
Oh, maybe if Cowell was dealing in drugs, maybe she was one of his former clients.
Why? Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before.
Wait, is she the thief from the very first mission? From the start of the game? Hold on a second. I'm actually going to pull up my own my own last stream and check that. Hold on. Hold a second. Where is it? Where is that scene? Oh, that's us giving away the pockets. Yes! It is her! Hold on, can I... let me just OBS. Let me just... really quickly. There! You can see her. That's her, alright. 100%. That's so cool, though. Although, does she also look that way in the evidence? She does! We could have always put that one together. It's so cool. That is actually cool, damn. That's actually well made. Damn, I like that. I love it when doing like those. I don't like twists that like you couldn't have seen coming, but that one was actually all the way there. That is so cool.
But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
Could have just gone one dialogue message further, I guess, but yeah.
Hey, you look familiar. So you were the thief. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
It's all coming together
I
now.
thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me.
So she was still splashed by the water for some reason.
That lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
I mean, if they're practical-handed concealment, probably. Professional thief could make it work.
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Yeah, so the death was still accidental.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Yep. Time to refute. Do we even need to refute the reasoning's all pretty clear cut now?
Story from Lily-Ann's perspective.
Yeah, why do we need to do that? It's all very much cleared up now. Hold on. Oh, we just need to. Now we just need to match the evidence for formality's sake, I guess. And how would Halsey have reacted? It's an audible thump. She attacked him.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lily-Ann's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
Or that. There's evidence proving that a fight did indeed break out. That would probably be the broken vase.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but it was smashed during the struggle between Lily-Ann and Cowell.
And Halsey ran away.
Lily-Ann was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
And it's Detective Paimon time!
Paimon's popping off.
Selected out of the blue, Lily-Ann panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lily-Ann had not dissolved. He did not know that Lily-Ann was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket.
Never mind. If that is the reason why she wasn't dissolved, just because she isn't from Fontaine and other people have actually been dissolved before. Oh no.
Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lily-Ann back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lily-Ann came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Drama, baby, drama. Successful refutation.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the opera house these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses.
Oh!
Sneaky thief.
So that's where they went.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo! Bravo!
Why are you cheering? This isn't a show. A man is dead.
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
She wants to run away and pout.
What? Are you reading my mind now?
Oh, they apparently have a little bit of a dad-daughter relationship. That's cute.
No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow, look at that! It's like a deflated balloon now.
Don't be mean, Paimon.
Then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved.
So a creepy old man dissolving young women for his pleasure. That's a little fucked, isn't it?
He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim.
Serves him right then,
Lillian,
though.
according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Well, he's at least innocent of murder. He is not innocent of apparently trying to unveil government secrets or anything like that.
While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately,
yeah, exactly.
This case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
Woohoo! And splish, splash, sploosh. And now the Oratrice is going to pronounce them guilty.
As such, Linny
Never
and
mind.
Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Hooray! Does anybody have this the cheer sound effect from Ace Attorney? And the confetti.
Great work, partners.
Thanks, Navia. Couldn't have done it without you.
Thank you all. Thank
Quite
you so
literally.
much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Ah, Guard Vaughn is the accomplice of Cowell.
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dared to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes?
Exactly.
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
Fuck's Coupon Town supposed to be?
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
The higher-ups?
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
He's about to get shot.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now.
Okay, never mind, it's
decent
just...
more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
Ow! Holy shit! That is fucked! Oh god! Holy shit, that was brutal!
He can no longer talk.
Holy fuck! Heat up! What the fuck, dude? He fucking died! That is one of the... That's a rare on-screen death for Genshin Impact, holy shit! I figured he would be silenced, but that was graphic! By Genshin standards at least, holy lord Moses!
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
But yeah, apparently we just have drug lords.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
So what do we do now with the puddle? Do we like... Do we like grab a towel and bury the towel with the water? However, nothing is found to be seen apart from the liquid left behind after Vaughn dissolved. That is so messed up! He was screaming too, that must have hurt like hell. That is so fucked. People in the audience are fucking traumatized! Problem seems to have been solved when... I'm not sure if anything is solved. That is nightmare fuel!
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Yeah, we're still miffed.
You may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me.
Well, we are not looking at you.
Still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
Yeah, I just didn't want to see anyone be falsely accused.
Guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all.
Oh, hold on a second. If they are all orphans from the House of Hearth, then maybe Freminent is a little bit of the odd one out between them. Because he's not a, you know, not a sibling by birth.
That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
Father?
A knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past.
Sure.
Back
Hit me,
when
I
my parents
suppose.
first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
That doesn't sound good.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days.
Ah yes. Ominous, strange nobles taking in children. That always goes well.
But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children,
oh thank
he
God,
was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
Yeah, we can only imagine what that story would be like if this game had a higher age rating.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was.
Yeah, we know the implications here.
After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
Oh,
as far
makes
as
my fucking
outsiders
skin
are concerned,
crawl.
this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
So what happened? I'm not sure if I even want to
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person, and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
You know, sometimes the Futuri aren't so bad.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer.
Thank fuck Alicina was there.
Welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
Yeah.
She has her
She
own
might have
plans.
ulterior. You know. She's. I'm. The knave is probably still not exactly a good person, but...
She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power once she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
Well, at least she says she does. She might just be a case of doing the right thing for the wrong reasons.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed
Sheep in wolf's
dissolve into
clothing,
some sort of
exactly.
water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine.
Oh!
We won't give up on defending our homeland.
That is interesting. Arlecchino is originally from Fontaine. Hope that doesn't mean we end up dissolving.
To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
Sorry, but I still can't completely trust you.
It's alright, I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right.
Oh, now that I think about it, this also makes them the first playable, well, non-Harbinger Fatui members. There was Child, but he barely even is a Fatui member, really. Child is just out and about doing his own stuff.
If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
Thanks, but no thanks. After all, we do know that the Fatui gathers information on us, so... Sadly, it's probably not a good idea to associate with you too much. Should still talk to Navia though. We owe her a big thank you. Yeah, exactly. There you are. Hello.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Well.
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so too?
Oh no! Oh, looks like the Traveler one's out now.
What's wrong, my dear partner?
Yeah, I was only really trying to defend Lenny. Wasn't necessarily looking into the serial disappearances case.
Are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now?
Although that does feel a little odd. I believe they would still want to look into that.
And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
On the other hand, the Traveler was also in Inazuma like I did not come here to fight a war originally until they had personal interest in it. So.
Ah, I see.
Oh no, she's disappointed.
I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
It's all good.
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you too.
You know, if you, I don't know, make some more macaroons, we can call it a date. Spend a nice evening together.
New waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer.
Are you flattering me?
Sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me.
Oh, by all means, do continue.
Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
We are getting our date.
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Well, let's go have that meal then. We have a date! We have a date with the boss.
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
That sounds fancy.
Let's have our farewell meal.
Quest completed. That was Act 1. That was long for Act 1 though. Holy shit. We just gather all the primos for all of that. Oh, but guys, we have our date! Mike having a girl's attention after 7,000 years to be like, hey, excuse you! I'm more around the 6,000s, I will have you know. I'm not that old. I'm actually on the younger side, considering my kind. That's a story for a different time. A slight wane falls without reason. That sounds so ominous for a quest, or is that just me? Right then, the question is... do I continue right away? Or do we do something else first? Because we also have the world quest and I do want to explore the map a little bit more. Although, there also seems to be something over there. One moment. Is there an arena for the fancy dancer boss there? Because if it is, I kind of want to throw down with them for a moment. If they are already available in the overworld. Oh, they are! Oh. They are pretty. Very elegant. Very eleganto. What element would be good against them? I believe they were... Anemo and Cryo, so bring a Pyro team would probably be a good call. Hello. Bonjour. Oh, they don't attack until provoked.
No stone unturned.
Or do they not attack at all? No, they don't attack at all, apparently. Talk to the camera guy to start the... Wait.
Someone needs to...
Sir, ma'am, I wish you a good morning, afternoon, and evening. My name is Millardet, a researcher with the Fontaine Research Institute. I believe you two are here to witness the Icewind Suite. According to Monsieur Buzot's original plan, Coppelius and Coppelia, a clockwork maker dedicated to the art of dance. But after I took over the project, I also added in some of my understanding of pneumologia. As you can see, not only are they good at dancing, but they are also highly capable fighters. However, I believe that there is still much room for improvement. We require large amounts of experimental data to further increase their combat prowess. I might have gotten too passionate during the development phase, and from that came 2 different combat modes for Coppelius and Coppelia, based on the differences between Pneuma and Osia. They are Dirge of Coppelia and Nemesis of Coppelius. That is to say, we'll need 2 times the research data. As long as we can iterate on them smoothly, the joy of our success will be doubled. And the coming of that joy now rests upon your shoulders, brave warrior. Oh, so we're supposed to basically fight them for show. For science! Next up are fantastical performances to be delivered by Clockwork, Becker, Coppelia, and Coppelius, brought to you by Millardet. Before you begin the challenge, you must speak with Millardet. Millardet? I don't know. And select the play that you are challenging. Dirge of Coppelia, play with Osha charged Clockwork Mecha. Interesting. The eventual resources claimed from the Lane Line Blossom after completing will also differ. So it's 2 bosses in one. That is very cool. Would you be willing to join our machines in their dance? Hell yeah! Let's try the Dirge of Coppelia first. Why not? Oh, it's even in a... Oh, that is so cool. Next up is a fantastical performance to be delivered by the Clockwork Mecha Coppelia. At the climax of the performance, Coppelia will halt at the center of the dance floor and expose her artifice clockwork component charged with Ursia, thereby dramatically increasing the efficiency of her exertions and summoning countless whirlwinds of dirge. During this phase, using Pneuma-imbued attacks will reduce her offensive capabilities and overload her. Okay, so we probably need Pneuma and Ursia in order to actually defeat them. Could be. They are sharing a health bar though, so it probably doesn't matter too much which of them we actually attack. Okay, and it's also not like they only take damage from Pneuma or anything like that. They seem to be simple enough in terms of the boss though. Oh god. Oh right, now she's charged up. Okay, yeah. Simple enough fight, really. But a very fun concept. I really like the idea that there's... Yeah. Coppelius? Or Coppelia. So you actually have 2 materials in one. That is so cool, holy shit. I love that. I can only assume that they're probably going to like, give... They're probably going to be the more... standard bosses then, compared to Mr. Giant Enemy Crab here. who's probably going to be more niche in terms of the material. But right then, do we just continue onward, or do we actually... You know what? Let's at least take like the long road. And by long road, I mean we're going under the water. Oh my! The shit just appears when you dive under, huh? Oh my god! Hey ho! Hello! Oh my god! Look! Oh, look at him! He looks a little bit like Novilette, doesn't he? With like the blue little hair accessories. Oh, look at how cute! Oh, the second one! Hey ho! Oh, look at you playing with your shell. Oh, that is so cute. Oh, my heart. By dashing out of the water using Lynette? Does it matter? Like, nothing seems to happen with Galen. Does anything change if I use Lynette? I can't exactly configure my party while in the ocean, apparently. Never mind, I can change the party while in the ocean. Hold on then. Lynette?
You lead the way.
Oh, gameplay tutorial, hold on. Sometimes these strange clusters of transoceanic scourge water will appear beside you, allowing you to unleash power using your will and deliver attacks. When attacking special xenochromatic Fontimer aberrants, their powers can be absorbed. Interesting. It really wanted me to dash? Doesn't seem to change anything though. Either I'm stupid or nothing is really changing. Don't know what you're talking about, but it doesn't seem to be working for me. From deeper distance. Oh! Oh, do the others do that too? No, okay. Is that like a Fontaine character only thing then? Although, I guess, technically speaking, we now know that they aren't 100% from Fontaine either. Recovery orbs. You will sometimes see these energy-emitting blocks underwater. Touching them will cause your character to absorb the energy within, restoring stamina and HP. Only Fontaine and MC. That is interesting. Whee! So you basically have a little dolphin jump. It's cute. Hello. Creates a heavily armored shield capable of releasing shockwaves that can shatter stones. Holding it down will continuously expand the shield, and when you release the skill, this will release a shockwave in the direction that you're aiming. Oh. Stern-killed crab, an aquatic life form that has embarked on a unique evolutionary track due to Fontaine's environmental factors. When under the effects of pyro, it can unleash fierce elemental attacks and possess even stronger defensive capabilities. If you use elemental reactions to remove this elemental shield, things should be easier to handle. Ow. Oh my god, Lynette is dead! Right, because we don't really have a good attack underwater. Lynette is fucking dead, oh god. Oh shit, oh fuck, oh god, oh no. Huh. What is this? High pressure water vent. As the name suggests, it's a high pressure water vent that can spray out underwater cones and move characters or certain objects. When you have the armored shield, you can resist the cone's propulsion. Bullet barnacles, dangerous underwater life form that can fire bolts at nearby characters. Holding down the armored shield will allow it to absorb attacks and release them as energy bolts, giving your attacks the taste of their own medicine. So I can... destroy it? Or not? The underwater area just look very pretty though. Right, there's just a chest there. There's a chest if we were to defeat these enemies. There are also just waypoints underwater, huh? Also, huh? They did try their best to do like some censorship, huh? Yep. A mysterious clockwork mecha device created by the special energy system produced by Fontaine. It possesses three energy states: Ursa, Balanced, and Pneuma. I still don't know how to pronounce these. And these states can be altered when attacked by their opposite. Among the three, the balanced state should be the proper state objects exist in. But as with many things in the world, what is proper is rarely what is common. I see, so they basically want us to align them all to one thing, but we don't really have any Pneuma or user aligned attacks at the moment. Ah, there was the Hydro Killers here. Just didn't see it. Oh, these are probably like... Ultra block, yeah. Energy blocks can be naturally occurring or artificially created and are separated into pneuma blocks and ultra blocks. After collecting an energy block, your next normal attack or your next normal charged or plunging attack will, upon hit, release the energy stored within them. This will come in handy when adventuring in places like Fontaine. With the aid of these energy blocks, character can unleash the energies even while underwater. Most characters from Fontaine have an arc, and thus can use their attacks to trigger energies corresponding to their arc attribute underwater without the use of pneuma blocks. I see, so that's what the net can also do here probably then. If I recall, she was the... Oh, it's not... Thought we could change it or something like that. Doesn't seem to be the case. A barrel conch. Am I stupid? I mean, I'm hitting them. Hitting them isn't just... it's just not doing anything, apparently. Oh, we can just head up a boat. Or above a boat. It's just a fishing spot here, apparently. Hold on. What, we can change them though? Why did Annihilation? We saw that in the trailer. States can be altered when attacked by the opposite. Oh no, these are already normal. Is it that? That these are already normal and the others are currently in dark mode, so we need to swap to Traveler, who has the other ability. No. Never mind. Oh yes? Just need to do it in order, apparently. Where did I put Lynette? There you are. There we go. Figured it out. My brain is big and smart. It's also another Hydro Killers here somewhere. I'm not sure where. Oh well, it's not like I'll have to explore the entire area now. I can just relax, enjoy the atmosphere. Meet a random Sealy. Hello there, how do you do? Doesn't have the underwater mark, that's a good point. Also, there's a temple there. I got distracted and lost sight of the Sealy. There it is. Just is actually floating, that's cute. Whoa there, hold on a moment. Underwater survey mech, a machine created from the union between Fontaine's intricate device and special energy technologies. Based on whether it's imbued with Ursula or Pneuma, the machine will operate differently in battle. When either energy is annihilated upon being attacked by the opposite, an overloaded state will be induced, causing the machine to lose energy and its combat capabilities. It's a bit annoying though then that the game basically forces you to have the Traveler and Lynette in the party if you wish to explore. That is a bit annoying, considering I don't have Lynette leveled, so she's just going to perish the second I even try to put her out into the world. Might need some time, at least like leveling her a little bit so she doesn't die if an enemy farts in her general direction. Hello there.
Over here.
Yeah, exactly, she's not going to do jack shit. Oh. The way this robot fights with its legs reminds me a lot of Camille from League.
What do we have here?
Does make sense, I suppose, given the kind of archetype that character is. Who's that? Is that a dog and a dog. It is a robot dog. Oh.
Fire hazard.
The robot dog is dead. We killed him. Oh no. That was some big birds. Some more robot dogs apparently. And pillars? Oh. Looks like these guys will be replacing most of the Ruin Machine enemies. Luckily, overworld enemies are weak enough that you can basically ignore. Oh no, hello puppy. That we can basically ignore the pneuma and OSHA requirements entirely. That's convenient. But didn't want to climb up all that way again to there. I was already told that apparently there's a significantly easier way up there, but I wanted to do it my way. Much more than this. I did it my... Okay, no, I should not spontaneously burst into song. I do not want to get copyright struck. I would like for my channel to live, please. And YouTube clan does not exactly approve of spontaneous outbursts of song. Which is a shame, really. I do like singing when I'm in a good mood. Oh, come on, you and me, you can manage that gap. There we go. Do we do that? Ah, fuck it. Already missed one. Wonderful. It's probably just a round trip. Like that thing in Monster for the secret chest. Whee! Time to sing for Navia then. I mean, I can start with Les Miserables if you want.
A little dusty.
One day more, okay, no.
I'll catch up. I'll catch up.
Not to mention that there are honestly better songs in that musical, but that's just my opinion. I also don't know the lyrics from the top of my head, so you know there's that. Trying to sing without lyrics tends to be a little difficult. Now I can't get the song out of my head, for fuck's sake. Or at least the melody. Right then, though. We have a date waiting for us. Honey, I'm home. Would you like dinner?
I came here several times with my
Or a
father when I
bath?
was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your taste.
I was about to say a few very inappropriate things there, but I held back. I hope you're proud of me.
We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited already.
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
We are say-so on this channel. You hear? That's a classy lady.
Everything looks so good. People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit
It's
with
like,
only one
hey!
dish per table.
I can be very say-so if I want to, I will have you know. I can be the goodest of good boys if I so wish.
Sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
Yep, all thanks to Navia, really.
True. Very true. In that case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
I'm pretty sure he was just talking about the mood, but sure.
Paimon didn't mean that you had to order even more food.
Exactly. Although I doubt Paimon is complaining.
Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
I mean, it seems to be related to the drug trade.
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really after.
Oh my god, I also just realized. The horrific death of these women was revealed in front of a live audience right now. If there were still any family members out there holding out hope for that, oh no, they are in pain.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved like that.
Yeah, exactly. The family members of these young women are in pain.
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before.
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking. We were so close to hearing who was behind it.
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues is cut off. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability, it's just that a different perspective is required in some matters.
Random train of thought. It could be that the Futui still does have their hand in the disappearances, and that there are basically 2 Futui teams at hand here. One trying to help the people, and undercover op trying to basically make the whole disappearance thing happen, to increase fear of that catastrophe helping, so they believe the guys helping more, all in hopes of basically reaching such high regard that the people believe they could be trusted with a gnosis or anything like that. Does that train of thought add up? Probably not, but
it's easy to
we're still early on.
Deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exist. Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through, where their watch fails them. That's the kind of problems we solve.
Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
Were nothing's ever simple, Paimon.
It's alright. Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further interest in this business, right?
I mean, it does sound interesting. Doesn't mean I have to get involved in it right away, right?
Something else. Like, what are your future plans?
Well, I wanted to ask Farina about where the hell my sister might be, but...
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway.
Yeah, it would have been a little bit awkward. Hey, we just defeated you and embarrassed you in front of your entire nation. Would you like to tell me all about my sister? Please?
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon.
Yup.
I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina. I suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while, considering that you missed your chance today.
I mean, she does seem interested in us, so if we just go to her and ask, maybe play along with her theatrics a little bit.
Yeah. We've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and that it'll be tough getting any of her time.
Well, would you consider some more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of, let's say, questionable legality?
Are we going to break into Farina's bedroom?
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full of sketchy ideas. Well, what did you have in mind?
We're just going to appear in Farina's room like, how the hell did you get in here? Hello there! Ah! Then just screaming.
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play. Don't you think?
Could you suggest something a little more practical? This plan seems pretty hard to pull off. We'd have to go learn how to act, and acting's really hard.
I mean, we have acted before, in the past event.
Alright, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then, wake her up in the dead of night and demand answers. Don't let her go back to sleep until she answers all your questions.
I was kidding about that one, Navia. Farina be like, Mr. Nuvilette, I think there's a monster under your bed. Under my bed. No, don't worry, dear. It's just a traveler. It's the what?
I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
Wait, you can personally testify that this one works? Have you been hanging out under Farina's bed before?
That might work, but that's not really the problem. The problem is, we don't want to get ourselves arrested.
Not again, at
Valid
least.
point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person's desire for sleep.
How can you overlook something like that, Navia?
Alright, no more joking around. Perhaps you could... Oh, I don't know. Cut the line when she's on a break.
Again, we can just make it known. She clearly has an interest in us.
Defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusations she had nearly upheld personally. I imagine that she feels quite ashamed about the whole thing.
Just going to smash cut to Farina being super embarrassed on her bed and dissolving herself just in a different way.
Catch her while she's on a break? She might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh, that does make some sense.
It's worth a try. I mean, she does feel shame.
Why don't we give it a try after
We saw how excited she was inside during the
iron is hot and all?
her little celebration animations and all
Hold
that.
on, did you drink my Fanta?
Was this your drink? Sorry about that. Paimon
Aw.
wasn't really paying attention and the cup was right next to Paimon. Would you like to order another?
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky.
Wait. Wait. But Fanta is based off Fanta, which is supposed to be sweet and citrusy. Seawater would be salty. Did someone try to dissolve Navia?
Is that so? Huh. Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then. If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Yeah, we're stuffed. Thanks for the treat, Navia.
Hold on, we have Fanta in our inventory. Let me check it. It always describes the taste in the inventory.
Oh,
Because why would a drink be salty?
Paimon can barely float
Paimon could try walking.
That would be so normal. You know, like you.
What's that supposed to mean? Also, we never saw Paimon walk. But also, please shut up, I need to check my inventory. I'm very scared for my wife's safety. I don't want to go through the Star Whale situation again. I can't handle that. Not again, it's been too soon. Paimon, please, I'm scared.
Okay. As for expenses this month, we're left with...
Hey, Navia, what are you doing over there?
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
It's a pretty pricey meal thanks to Paimon.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archive
Yes,
then.
but please, Paimon!
So this is goodbye Well, if you
Oh.
do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina di Rosula. I'll give your requests the highest priority.
Thank you, Navia. Try not to get assassinated.
In any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner. See ya!
Slight falls without reason started. But again, please let me check my inventory. Oh god, I'm scared. Where's Fonta? Where the hell is Fonta? There better be a word about Salty in there. I'm very concerned about Navia's safety. Come on, I could have sworn we had a bottle. Where is it? Fonta. This well received. It doesn't say anything about Salty. But we do know that it's basically based on oranges. And it's sweet and refreshing. Oh, I'm very worried. Please stay safe, Navia. Okay, we went all this way just to now teleport back to the Opera House. Come on now. Oh, but that is very concerning. I don't like that. I do not approve of that. If somebody dares to hurt Navia, I am going to do things. Just how I'm going to do things in the Star Whale if I don't get my Foxian beauty back.
There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Vache.
Looks like we're back here again.
And I'm hearing voices again.
Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again?
Yep.
That's kind of spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
Vache? Vache.
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water. Huh?
Uh-oh.
Hang on. Paimon can kind of hear a voice.
Huh.
It's calling for Vache, right?
Even Paimon can hear it?
Hey, Traveler?
Oh god.
Stop walking. Come on, wake up.
Oh god, what is happening? Oh. Oceanit. Hello.
Vache, are you my dear Vache?
Nope, it's Michael.
No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Do you know where my love is?
Sorry.
Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered.
We do know that Oceanit basically can merge into one, so maybe she's an amalgamation of several Oceanits?
How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten?
Wait.
Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness of one who is lost, therefore.
Wait. Is she one of the people that was dissolved? Does the primordial seawater turn Fontaine people into Oceanids?
I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water.
Yep.
And it all grew dim. I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril. No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me. And I also loved him equally as much. But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting. I never knew how heavy it could be.
Oh.
No. Our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is no way for us to create any new memories. The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath the waters.
The water will slowly swallow our
If
memories.
you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still remember.
Oh,
Perhaps that
let's
is
get
so.
emotional quickly.
As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such longing.
Well, adios for now. Enjoy your wife and don't finish the whole quest in one go. Good night! And no promises for not finishing the quest in one go. I'm very scared.
If only I could have comforted him, told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, I had felt a great warmth. Is that what you call it? Dissolving. If anything, I
wonder if
consider it a form of release.
the other person also is becoming an oceanite
It
now.
was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water's still surface. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety.
Oh, it seems it.
I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to...
Oh, right, Paimon.
Farewell, then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember, if you see Vache, tell him not to seek me out any longer.
Oh, we're definitely going to run into this Vacher now, aren't we? And it's going to hurt me. Oh, holy shit, cutscene. What the fuck? Holy shit, what is happening? Excuse me? What did I miss? I was asleep for 5 seconds. Why is everyone exploding? Holy shit! Oh my god, what is happening?
Demoiselle, look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex.
What the fuck?
Chlorand?
Oh shit, Cluint is helping us! We thought she was here to arrest us, but no, she's here to rescue! Hell yeah! Oh, they're scared!
Quick, now's our chance!
Holy shit! The power of lesbians! Hell yeah! So does anybody want to tell me why the hell my wife was under attack by from a robot army after I took a nap?
Sword there, Chlorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
The ship has sailed!
I believe that
Okay, yeah.
someone without their knowledge
That
is
is-
actually called stalking, is it not?
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same. Were he
Oh,
alive today.
so Cluint has a debt to Navia's father?
Speak of my father.
That is interesting.
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Oh no.
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
There's a lot of backstory here, I
Whatever.
feel.
What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
Oh, so I was right about the assassination attempt. So they first tried to dissolve her, that didn't work, so now they tried an army of robots.
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
Huh. I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me.
That is worrying.
And what
Because
about
that
this
was
garden?
fast.
I
That was a
thought only
fast
those
plan
associated
B.
with a Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish. Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clarant. But if you get any ideas, tell me first. I don't much appreciate being followed.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
Thanks, Gluent. Really saved our asses there. Because I was still completely out of commission.
I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was being sincere with you. If we tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
I know, she's...
What just happened?
Thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us!
Oh, so the mechs were meant for us?
Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Thanks for the rescue, wife.
Come now, forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast. As such, we're still partners. There's no need to thank me.
Still gonna though.
It
Thanks.
Will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
Are you advertising her in order to get me to join? Didn't have to do that. I would have been in the moment I saw her, to be honest.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Because Fonter isn't supposed to be salty.
To be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow? Ooh, Paimon's even more amazing than she thought!
Yes, all thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
How did that help?
Well, she survived, that's for starters.
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said, that the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky.
Yep.
Fanta only comes
It's
in
in sweet flavors.
So how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had also been a bit off.
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
Navia would have been fucking dead, holy
Spina
shit.
di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
Huh. Really?
Fortunately, Paimon... Oh god, we don't know where Paimon is from. Imagine if Paimon is from Fontaine and Paimon starts dissolving.
People to Hotel de Boer to investigate. But whoever did this left no trace at all. That's when I figured out that you might be in danger and hurried here as quickly as I could.
But why would they go after us too? All we did was defend Linny in court and help clear his name. Ugh, now we're caught up in this mess too, aren't we?
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud
Yeah,
of.
exactly.
And almost got their name in the process.
Yep, so now we're potential danger.
Speaking of which, did anything something strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater?
Well, it can't be a coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. He said that he heard that voice calling for Vache again. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too. But it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial seawater then?
So maybe the primordial seawater is like pure hydro energy.
Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
Or it could just raise it more, and people from it could just raise it in general, and people from Fontaine just react different to hydro.
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
New intel? While you were out cold?
I mean, we know of a
Well, let's hear it, shall we?
Vash. Yeah, voice in the fountain belonged to one of the missing women.
Oh, that is important.
Interesting. It's all coming together now.
Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately.
I mean, for all we know, the missing people have been going on for 20 years, so God knows how long the ocean it was around.
He was at least at the crime scene, but he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been threatened?
He could have been the one to dissolve her in the first place.
Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate.
Alright, partner.
Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Well, we are in this too now.
You did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
Exactly. Nobody is going to dissolve my fucking wife.
Do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after all.
As one smug grin.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you. We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But we'll take it one step at a time, I guess.
By all means, I'm more than happy to deepen my bond with you, honey.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
Excuse me, what was the name of this achievement? Infurious. Bless you. Let's go with bless you. I'm not even sure if that one's still French, good lord. Right then. Things are beginning to heat up. And so much for a plan to just go and hang out with Farina for a while. Although there's also still the fact that Child is around, so he's probably still up to something at least. Oh. Oh, regional specialties. Those are always good if you can buy them. Ooh, and a new ingredient. Let's just buy some shit. Why not? Can never have enough ingredients.
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
Ooh, underground.
I've been
cozy.
keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Huh, very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Melos.
Now, let's continue, Traveler.
Oh, never mind. Hold on a moment. Ah. Le cendre. Oh my. This certainly has a different vibe. Hello. An undercity, basically, huh? Interesting. It's basically we're in French Bellabog now. Great. Land of corroded shadows and tainted currents. Is that like a bar? Oh, looks like we found the headquarters. Not quite as fancy as I imagined, but interesting.
This is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Thank you very much.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately.
So you're telling me why are you into people with complicated relationships to other people? I mean, probably because my relationship to a lot of people can be sometimes complicated myself. So.
After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical
Kindred
profiteering.
spirits.
In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago.
Hey,
I'm afraid
no.
I'm not quite his equal.
Seem to be doing well enough.
He was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right? How did he...
Touchy subject, Paimon.
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
Thank you, Melos.
I'll explain it myself.
Or not.
I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in the streets.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Oh, don't tell me Clowind is the one that killed him.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up.
Don't tell me the duelist that killed him was Clowind.
At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender, determined to die in the arena. 3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself.
Maybe if he lived, it would have just
The
been even
closest
worse.
piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
I still want to know which duelist
That's right.
did it.
I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in, but I haven't found a single new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation records. However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something. I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive.
This took a quick dive into the emotional.
Even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me.
Oh no.
And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Yeah, Traveler can definitely relate to that.
Please, if there is anything I can do, anything at all.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect more than the two of you, Demoiselle.
Speaking of the two of you, are there any other members in the Spina de Rosula, or is it just these three?
Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus the Unfaithful. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that.
She has a point.
People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much.
There's charm in watching a hero fall. Or watching a villain become the hero.
Never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the duel was Ms. Clorand.
Yep, I called that one.
Oh, her? Well, then, isn't that as good as saying that she was the one who killed him?
Yep, no wonder they're related. Never mind, the ship may have just been blasted by several cannons that is currently in the process of sinking. That's going to hurt.
Yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Yeah, exactly. Hey honey, thanks for the date. Remember that time you killed my dad?
Miss Clorand has always
what a mood
placed
killer.
great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop either. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was only ever one choice she could have made.
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet.
Don't worry, Nadia.
Sounds like it was recent
I
too.
know how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
Afterward, Miss Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety.
Yeah, sounds like he knew he was gonna die.
Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me? All right, anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end.
It's alright.
Thanks. You two should go and rest. This was quite a day after all.
That is an understatement.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest soundly.
Thank you. West in your room. Although, actually, let me take a quick rest as well. And by rest, I mean tea break. I will be right back. I will leave you in the blank, cruel, never-ending gaze of Nilu. I'll be right back. Whee!
Deep breath, as if you're about to blow up a huge balloon. Exhale all your sleepiness into it, and then, poof! It's now flying away. first get into position like this, then move like that. Yep, that's it. Take a deep breath, as if you're about to blow up a huge balloon. Exhale all your sleepiness into it, and then, poof! It's now flying away.
Hello! I return! We hydrated. And with emptied balls. For P is stored in the balls. What were you thinking? Anyway. Let's take a well-deserved rest, which is definitely not going to end in a horrific disaster the moment we wake up. As Hoyoverse usually likes to do. Never mind, a peaceful night passes.
Paimon slept so well. This place feels almost too safe.
I'm not sure. Have you looked around?
Huh? Navia? Where did the other two go?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back. But
could be a bit of both.
when did you get back? Were you waiting here the whole time?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vache.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
Oh god, she's just like me for real.
How could I after having such critical new evidence appear?
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now, huh?
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere.
Which makes me think more and more that Vache was more so the dissolver rather than the dearly beloved.
I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But that does prove that this Vache person is a key witness in the incident.
Does that mean we're too late, though?
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to.
The main government building?
And that is the archives kept by Chief
Exactly.
Justice Nouviot.
Huh, called it.
A place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept.
So we just have to ask Uncle Dad for a favor.
If the Oceanid you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there.
Oceanid? I've been calling them Oceanid.
So Nervalette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. Guess that's the hard-working Chief Justice for you. In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we? Aren't you coming along, Navia?
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice.
You don't get along with Nervalette, do you? Considering your organization probably tends to operate at the... let's be friendly and call it the border of legality. Let me just look around though real quick. I wanna know if I can actually go up there. It does look like there's more to explore here in this area. This does remind me a lot of like the freaking pipes and all that from the Carnweir stuff under the desert. Although I highly doubt that this got anything to do with Carnweir. Just got a somewhat similar vibe to it, I suppose you could say. Hold on. Can we dive here? No, okay. That's a shame. Here I was thinking I discovered something awesome. But alas. At least you don't have to worry about drowning in Fontaine. Imagine having to explore this area with limited water stamina. Oh well, we do have limited stamina, but you get what I'm trying to say. Having to explore this area all the while having to constantly worry about preserving your stamina just to not freaking perish would be a nightmare. Oh god, that was the wrong button. Put her. Climbing around these pipes. Right then. Although I am still a little confused because the scene from the trailer where Child appears, it looked like it was taking place in the court. So maybe there will be charges against us after all, some way or another. Also looks like this area is actually sealed off and we can't get through there yet. Which is interesting. Unless we, you know, take the entrance. I may also just be stupid. That is always a viable alternative. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot down here though, despite... not despite... Besides, like... somewhat negative vibes. There's one big ass ladder. We also still have the world quest to take care of, although I'm too curious to how the Archon quest will continue. I wouldn't be able to focus on the world quest right now if I'm quite honest. Climbing our way out of the sewer system. Oh god damn it. Let's do a little dance to recover our stamina, and there we go. Although I have to be careful with Nilo, to be honest. I don't know why, but her water aura tends to just last indefinitely when you go into a cutscene. So then you always have the traveler surrounded by tons of water, which tends to get awkward after a little while. But hey, that way I can flex my 5-star weapon, I guess. Almost there now. I do wonder if we're still going to get like a... Is nobody going to ask questions like why there is a second city under Fontaine? Does the traveler just accept this as normal? Like, come on. It has to strike them as odd, right? Right then. Court of Fontaine. Ah, you know what? Screw it. I've been running around it fucking about long enough.
Palais is right up ahead. Come on.
Let's just stop beating around the bush and head inside. Uncle Dad, hey, we need your help. Also, we saw a cute little otter that looked like you. Do you know anything about that?
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters. Huh. This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Nervalet's files are really secure.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Our rules make no exceptions.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can...
Well, it was worth a shot, I suppose.
Unlike some, we're busy. So please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
That's the vibe of like going to a place like, don't you know who I am? No, I don't actually. Oh, okay then.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the
Okay,
great
never
magician
mind.
Lenny.
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorneys. It's all coming
That'd
back
be
to
us.
me now.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
Yes, because everybody who says that you can trust them is definitely trustworthy. Because people who are trustworthy need to point out how trustworthy they are.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Ah, thanks so much.
Novilette is going to be so confused.
Please come in.
Oh my, fancy. Just gonna be sitting there like, excuse me, what the fuck? Why are you here? Hey, Dad.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
Maybe don't immediately point out the fact that we lied to get in, Paimon. That is, maybe let's try a hello first. Please.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
Never mind, he doesn't care. Kinda based, honestly.
We're looking for a man called Vashem. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Oh, he really doesn't give a fuck. Thanks, Novilette.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk to?
Yeah, I know, right? Especially after the awkward first encounter in the opera. Awkward silence.
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vache has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Back to square one.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Neuvillette. We'll take our leave now.
Ahem.
That was a little bit of awkward tension between them. Or was that
Miss
just me?
Nadia, I can understand how you feel.
Oh, of course. Am I stupid? He basically... No, her father avoided the trial.
Your father,
Right?
Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Neuvillette? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things because you felt like you should. It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort.
Oh no.
You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel?
Oh no.
Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all? Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Well, that hurt like hell.
Navia, are you okay?
I'm fine.
I doubt that somehow.
Rain. It's raining.
Oh no, 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 no. The bishop motives on Neuvillette, and the tale of the dragon crying when of it starting to rain when the dragon is crying. Oh, because now that Navia is gone, he can have emotions. Oh,
You're right.
no.
Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today. How strange.
Oh, and that tends to rain during trials because he has to follow the laws, even if he doesn't want to. Oh, it's all coming together into a beautiful, painful cocktail. Oh, no.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder,
It was also raining, of course it did.
Did you think of something?
A lot of things.
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait. You don't mean...
Oh, and the friend got dissolved.
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into
Or
water?
the murderer.
And then got washed away with the rain? Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
Oh, you can't try to make me use my brain after hitting me with an emotional scene like that, game, please.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier? Alright, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later?
Yeah.
Great.
Let's just get
then.
going. I was thinking of taking the long way again, but no. Let's just head there right now.
Sunny days are so warm and cozy.
Oh, whole new area. Poisson. This town is dead as cold fish. Oh well, town? Yes, town. Continues, under there. Poisson. Holy shit, this is prettier than I thought.
Whoa, what a huge ship! Why would a ship be anchored at a place like this?
How did it end up here, more like?
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters.
Still, how did a ship end up here?
My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common.
Never mind, it answers that
A
question.
gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
Aw, that's sweet.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past.
I wonder, like, how long it was this organization was around before her father.
Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main base, our home.
Aww. Ooh. Somebody's texting me. Aww. Oh my, that's quite the vortex. Wait. Oh! So like... Hold on. No, okay. No, there is basically an underwater entrance to this cave from here. And if we make our way out of this tunnel, we should end up right in the fontaine, in the open waters again, huh? Yup. That's cool. Although for now I do suppose we have something to take care of. Just missed that. Oh, so these are like tiny little speed boosts. Like the one we usually have while wind gliding. Whee! They really went all out with the water environments. I mean, it does make sense for the nation of water. I mean, it does make sense for the nation of water. Would have been a bit awkward if it was all dry land. Okay, got it. For some reason, I don't know what came over me, but for some reason, I thought that the lantern from a certain angle looked like the bird was wearing a top hat. Then again, considering we saw poodles running around in suits, who knows what else could be around these parts. Right then. All aboard. Hey, Melus.
Melus, we're back.
Oh, Melus, my apologies. Sorpeter, it's more French. I heard my French pronunciation is bad. I apologize.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea? You still remember, right, Melus? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murders.
I wonder if I do suspect that the mastermind is, like, 90% going to be Arlecchino. Let's be real here.
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Like the water in small doses.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Yep.
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything. It's an extremely dangerous substance. As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield. Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation.
Yeah, that's how these businesses usually operate.
Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally, he was able to convince someone to become his informant.
Oh, and that was his friend who died.
The
Probably.
man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse. That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Huh? How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
Congratulations, Paimon, you understand now why the mystery is in fact mysterious.
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all. Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left at the scene.
Has someone dissolved?
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought they were some costumes that Jacques used to disguise himself at the banquet. But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired.
Maybe he tried to also shoot the father, but missed?
You're right. We
That could
still
be.
don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out. I'm finally headed towards the truth.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlikely that he turned on Boss with zero warning. I think this third person is probably the key to the full truth. On that note, however, even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as you're
God.
your father's butler, I must still offer a word of warning.
Why did the music kick up like that?
Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice. Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to live out our lives. There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark. What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end?
Well, he wanted to protect you in the end.
Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Nothing has changed. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, demoiselle, I think you're also ready to take this on.
At your service.
So you do know something else, Malus?
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection between Synth and the serial disappearances case. But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
Oh.
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness. The doctors told him that he had no more than 5 years left to live, and the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety. 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict, but once he passed away, all the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, and even told some members of Spina di Rosula about the details. But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
Right, so nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
But how did it last so long then? Or maybe the risk Navia poses now is greater than the fear they have of that intel.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful was still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
Or you could, have had 5 more years with her.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now?
Well, you could have still lived peacefully. But he knew you would be capable of more.
Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out.
Nah, I think he knew.
Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where synth is produced. Essentially, it's the enemy's headquarters. When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found. But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
That's a very bad idea, Paimon.
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization that's been in operation for decades.
Huh, so we went from an Ace Attorney case to fighting the drug mafia.
There's
Oh,
no
yes.
telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have no idea what kind of evidence we may be able to find inside, nor what people we may be able to capture. But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration of war. The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to full retaliation.
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
But I mean, all things considered, they did attack us with a robot army, so that is really already a declaration of war, isn't it?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
Huh. That's true. Seems my father really had no choice. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and Demoiselle's will. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and waiting for the right time to come.
I want to know more about Melu's backstory. Like, why is he so fiercely loyal to her father
Thank you for all of that,
to
Malus.
Navia's father and her?
Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an informant planted here.
It isn't going to be Silver, is it?
When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark and observe the reactions of the synth vendors. If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, then someone must have given them the news. After several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed the suspect list down to 3 people. The first is Florent, Spina di Rosula's senior advisor.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time.
Okay, good. Looks like it isn't Silver after all.
There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Uncle Marcel.
Oh no, she knows them all since childhood though. So this is going to be hurt no matter who it is.
It's a guild in Poisson. Boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around with a lot of business connections in the city.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down themselves.
Depends on the situation. After all, they could be trying to gain your trust.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
I see. These are all people who I communicate with quite regularly. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most. It's almost too hard to believe.
Sadly, that's often how this works.
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
Yeah, we don't want them to dissolve in front of us again.
Of course. And thank you, Malus. You've provided us with a lot of great information.
You're too kind, my lady. I'm just doing my duty. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques' death.
That's how that works, yes.
After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson today.
Oh, she never met them?
If it might help, you could also pay them a visit. I can make the necessary arrangements.
Oh, thank you so much, Malus. You really are the best.
Where's Silver, though?
A new case awaits, my dear partner.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
Oh, hey! It's actually a we'll never court case. That's interesting. Warranted missing cases court record.
Why would it be him? How strange.
Oh no, we only now unlocked the last one. Never mind. I thought we'd be getting like a whole new court record and all that. Also, there appears to be something underneath the ship. Oh well. I suppose I will have to find that one in my private time. Because I am going to end the stream here. No particular reason, this just seems like a good point to pause for a while. And there's also the fact that I am admittedly getting a little bit sleepy. And I want my full focus for the intrigue and the drama at hand. I am probably going to be continuing tomorrow or the day after that. So I have a Saturday or Sunday, depending on how I'm feeling. So keep an eye out for that if you want to know how the story continues. But until then, my name was Michael, and I do hope you all have a fantastic day or night, wherever you may be. Bye bye! Once again with the annoying wiggle, I still don't have a real outro. I need to think of something for once to reduce the scuff. Ah!